Hello everybody, Rudy Fruity here, and I'm coming at you with a Tekken video this time. We are kind of discussing what is it that helps you improve in Tekken more than anything else. I am a blue rank. I don't know why it says, I think Vanquisher is like my offline rank. I didn't really play offline so much, but online I am, what is it? The first blue rank. Fujin? Is that what it is? I forget. But yeah, I made my way to the blue ranks, and I did so by improving piece by piece parts of my gameplay. And I'm gonna kind of talk about how I started from the beginning up until now. So the first thing I did when I bought Tekken 8, downloaded it, even though I play Claudio in Tekken 7, and a lot of his moves are very similar to They Wage the War in Tekken 7, I still spent time in the move list. Now, I feel like the move list display is a bit confusing because it sells main techniques, but it's showing all this stuff that's like heat, and when you're just starting out, you kind of don't really know how to utilize heat too well, so it's very confusing. Just to make it simpler, I really like to just from starting, there's so much information to absorb, just doing my basic moves, which kind of sucks because the moves are not like, this is literally the first move, but it's number 13. And yeah, these are the heat moves, which show up later in the move list, but they separate it for whatever reason. But yeah, just normal moves, I start there. I literally just spent time going through all the moves that are here, and just kind of getting a feel for the strings my character has, and getting a bit of an idea of how to utilize them just a little bit. And just the thing is, when you go through the move list, kind of realize that not every move is going to be used in every match, because there's, Claudio has 100 moves, and his move list is very small compared to a lot of the rest of the cast. So yeah, just know you're not going to use all the moves. How do you narrow down your choices? Well, one piece of advice I would say is to look up guides for your character. There are a lot of great guides. There are high level players who are very much open to sharing the tech for a character. Like, they will share what are the key moves of this character, so you can get the basic idea of what the characters are mainly about, their play style. But of course, playing the character yourself is the best way to figure out if this character feels right for you, in my opinion. So yeah, first thing I'd recommend is just getting really used to your character's moves. That's what I did, and I did that kind of in conjunction with this next step, which is to learn baby combos. So what I mean by baby combos is combos that don't do the most damage, but they're guaranteed damage nonetheless. So with Claudio, that would look something like that. Maybe that's 50 something damage probably. Whereas that's not even. That's about 70 damage. So I spent some time I spent some time in the beginning just to learn really basic combos. Just so that way in the beginning, when you're just pulling out of the initial blue, the green ranks, and you're going on to the orange, brown ranks, whatever color they are, just getting a good amount of damage will help you a bit in the earlier run, because a lot of people in the very beginning don't even know combos. Once you learn a combo that's really simple, that already puts you ahead of so many other players. And of course, Claudio does have a bit of an easier combo, or not an easier combo, but an easy combo that does more damage than the initial one I showed you. But the only reason why I give that example is because it's varied per character. You're probably not playing Claudio yourself. Maybe you are. In its case, shouts out. yeah, just going through the sample combos even. See, let's look at it. You display, bam, 43 damage. That's even less than the one I showed initially. But this one is easier technically because you don't have to do a dash. But yeah, doing the sample combos, doing the easiest ones at first will be a nice way to get started. The third thing that I sort of went over in the beginning of my Tekken journey is learning the enemy. Now, there's a lot of characters in this game. You're gonna have to get really used to the strings and frame traps of multiple characters. Now, that's a really daunting task, especially when you're trying to just play a darn video game. Now, the game gets really interesting when you really start to understand like the basic bread and butters of your opponents. So, this game, Tekken itself, makes it really easy for you to learn some of the opponent's key moves and how to punish them. With punishment training, it has normal and hard settings. Normal is just going to go through the list in like conjunction, like in that list that you see right there. Hard, it randomizes the moves that are being thrown at you, similar to like a real match scenario. Yeah, look at that. This is showing me I could punish it with that moves. I'm not even like talking about frames because frame data can kind of deter some people. So not even talking about frames, just doing this gives you like a really basic idea of like, oh, okay, I could punish that with a full combo. That's pretty cool. And the Reinas I play against do that string all the time. Oh, this move, I've seen this move before. Yeah, Reinas do this move on me all the time, and now I could punish it with this. That's great. Now I know that, you know. So do punishment training or whatever character you're particularly having a tough time with. And that's a good way to start. You may be thinking, how do I remember this? Just consistent practice, really, is the best thing I could recommend. Now, for me personally, just doing it every single day, not every single day, but like doing it regularly, like maybe like 3 days out of the week, whenever I play this game, I spend time in practice mode. I don't just jump straight into ranked. You know, sometimes I do, but sometimes I do go into practice mode to warm up my combos, my setups, my frame traps, and then also to practice punishment. Just going to character select and sort of looking at characters that I've been like neglecting. I've played against a lot of Zaoyus in blue ranks as I reached up the high blue ranks. Quite a few Kazuyas, that's just my experience and ranked anyways. But yeah, because of that, I'm like, oh, I should probably start to lab against Xiaoyu. Now, doing punishment training is a really basic form of preparing against opponents, because later on when you get more advanced, you're going to want to do things like practice settings to defense, and then you want to set opponent's actions to something from a move list to get really specific on how to deal with it. And then that's when you add things like, do you duck something, do you sidestep something, stuff like that. So that's really advanced stuff. But just doing punishment training, because especially at a low level, a lot of people are going to be throwing out unsafe stuff and going to be getting away with it. Don't let them get away with it. Practice how to punish your stuff. So the last thing I want to point out in this video is you're gonna have to get used to teaching an old dog new tricks. So what do I mean by that? I don't know if you heard of this phrase that practice makes permanent. You're gonna be spending a lot of time practicing your combos, practicing your setups, trying to remember your opponent, their setups, their moves. How do you interact with those? You're gonna have to constantly be learning if you're wanting to improve. Be really open. Put some ego to the side. You know, you're not an expert. You're learning. You know, that's how I approach the game myself. I just don't think of myself as an expert. I'm like, okay, just every single match is an opportunity to learn. Even if I'm playing against somebody who I think some people might say like, oh, they're not as strong as I am at the game, I'm still going to try to learn something from the match. And yeah, just being constantly curious and open-minded. And part of that is also just straight up learning new things. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, those baby combos. That I was doing this combo for so long. It actually did take me some time to learn how to do Claudio's stronger combos. And that also is just something that is a process and takes time. So give yourself some grace. It may be easy to get frustrated. Like if I was trying to implement Claudio's new combos and just by muscle memory I start to do the easy one, you know, it could be easy to get frustrated and beat yourself up like, oh, why did I go for that? I'm trying to go for the hard combo. Just be nice to yourself. You know, just be like, okay, you know, I'm learning. I learned how to do one combo for so long. It's just natural that I'll go for that. I'm trying to teach myself something new here. So being kind to yourself, being curious it's not even like a game thing. It's like a headspace thing. Personally, I found a lot of improvement at the game when something significant changes outside of the game, like in my personal life. That's just me, but I find that like once I found like some personal growth outside of the game, I actually approach the game differently, and that actually helps me just improve and expand my gameplay. So that's some food for thought there. But that's going to be this video. It's more of a talky one, not very flashy. I'm going to try to put some stuff on the screen to make it a bit interesting. But yeah, other than that, though, that's going to be my tips for improving at Tekken. I hope this is useful for both beginners and maybe some more experienced players. If you're playing Tekken, how are you approaching the game? Are you constantly trying to improve, or are you just trying to do some wacky stuff and just have a bit of fun? Because Tekken is a really cool game because you could approach it in many different ways. You could take it seriously, you could also goof around, you could be a menace. So yeah, let me know what you think, and hope this has helped you. All right, subscribe if you like Tekken and gaming videos. I do those consistently, and I hope to see you in the next one. All right, take care.